What up, y'all? It's your homeboy Justin. Oh Lord, this door right here though. Hold on, we gonna scoot. We gonna turn this beat real quick. Oh, there we go. What up, y'all? It's your homeboy Justin, and we back in my bathroom one more again. I know it's been a minute. I'm gonna say this probably for the next year and a half. I appreciate y'all's patience. So I will say just to let y'all know that I'm doing okay. I'm exhausted. I'm tired all the time. I need to remember to eat more. The music side of it, though, it's really nice. It's just all the other stuff like teaching. Like being in GTA is like, I don't know. The teaching part itself is not bad, but yo, I got this one student. She it's a struggle. I'm gonna just say it like that. So I know this is a Thursday that I'm uploading this. At least I'm planning to upload this on a Thursday. But this is actually a Q&A. And I'm gonna cut my hair while I do this Q&A because I have an orchestra concert in an hour and a half. And so I can't be going and looking all crazy. Since I'm like one of 5 black people in the orchestra. So I gotta represent, can't be having us looking crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna cut my hair and do all that stuff while I'm doing this Q&A. So anyway, before we get into the Q&A, if you have not watched my last video, click on that information button. I'm actually using my old iPhone to read off the Q&A, which is funny because it is so old, it takes forever to work. Forever. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm just gonna read this off. This actually came via email too, so that's kind of cool. Anyway, so this question is from Stephan of Germany. He says, "Hey there, Mr. Locs. I follow you on YouTube and enjoy your videos about hairstyles and locks very much." Thank you, Stephan. I appreciate that. He says, "I have one question for you. What do you think of white men wearing dreads? I have a friend from Africa who owns an afro shop. We both thought it would be a cool idea to turn my frizzy blonde hair into a dreadhawk and give me kind of a Viking warrior look since I have a red beard. Unfortunately, not everyone thought the same way. I had to deal with a crazy homeless lady who attacked me with a knife trying to cut my dreads off. I ended up having to shave my head due to several cuts on the back of my head." Wow. Okay. So before I grew it back, I would like to know what you think as my hairstyle icon. Smiley face. Thank you. And he also says, "I hope school is going well. Cheers from Germany." All right. Thank you, Stephan. First off, sorry about the lady that tried to attack you. That's a little... To be honest, when I first read that part of the email, I was like, what in the world is he talking about? Like, I don't... But why would he make that up? So anyway, I'm gonna say this answer that I'm going to give is not necessarily a yes or no, although I will say that I'm leaning more towards a yes, just try it. But there are some factors that I want you to consider before you get them started. And it's not even the whole maintenance. Are you committed to the journey? Can you deal with the criticism of having it? Well, actually, I guess that last part is actually very true. What I want you to think about is the cultural standpoint behind you wearing locks and what part you play in either helping to educate people about locks and the hairstyle itself, or if you're not really doing much to help with that cause. I know you're in Germany, so it's a different country. It's a different hemisphere of the world. We're over here in the West and you're over there in the East. But one of the things that I want to say is that it's almost like you can enjoy things that you like to shine a light on and are actively trying to bring awareness to, right? Like to say, for example, I guess for my own sake, I have dreadlocks, right? But on my Facebook, like when there was that Supreme Court ruling, I was actively pushing out information about it. I was actively spreading awareness about it and trying to get people to sign petitions and calling whoever I could to talk to about it, So I'm trying, at the same point of me having the hairstyle, I'm also trying to educate people and to not let them, or to help them see past the taboo and the stigma that dreadlocks have, right? So if you're doing that, then I would say yes, have dreadlocks. Why not? I would also say to be wary of getting them because, unfortunately, and again, I'm speaking from my experience as an American. I'm not exactly sure how it is in Germany. So again, take this with a few grains of salt. But another thing that you would have to worry about is like the lady who tried to cut your dreads off, for example. You'd have to worry about other people and how they would think about you having dreadlocks. Like if you're a person who's down for the cause and is trying to and doesn't think that, you know, it's just hair, that it has meaning, that it has cultural relevance, then you probably could wear them. But if you're a person who has no idea why it's significant to people of color, or why there's such a brouhaha when there was that discrimination ruling that was in favor of employers that they could discriminate someone if they had dreadlocks, and why that is problematic to people of color, particularly since majority of people who have dreadlocks, for the most part, people of color, or more so that it only happened to be a problem when people of color had dreadlocks. So if you're a person who's like actively working against that, or is on the side that, hey, it's just hair, people should be able to do what they want to, then sure. But if you're like just blissfully going about your life and going through the motions, then probably I would say at the end of the day, you can do it, but you have to think of like the social responsibility to do it. It's like how people, for one example, this is very extreme. It's like how in America, white people are talking about Latinos need to go back to from where they came from, or build that wall at the same time in their left hand have a taco in their hand, like I can't wait for Taco Tuesday. Like there was even a girl on Twitter where she tweeted something about the wall, but then she also got a tattoo of like a Dia de los Muertos skull. So like you can't both enjoy someone's culture and in the same breath like oppress them and oppress their culture. It doesn't work like that. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, you know, so, but I'm just saying like, that's a thing. That's a thing that people have to worry about. That's a thing that just we as human beings should be aware of. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, hold on. Let me get my mouth real quick. Okay. Just wait a second. Nothing. All right, cool. Now, so that's the social part. That's your social responsibility as a person to take on and don a hairstyle that, although has roots in not Greece, in Iceland. There's Viking roots of it. There's Egyptian roots. There's also Indian roots of it and Hindu roots of dreadlocks. So although I'm not gonna say right now, but I would say in this current state of the world, it is kind of co-opted, more so predominantly worn by people of color, like Indians, Egyptians. But, other ethnicities have worn dreadlocks. It's not exclusively ours. However, it just happens that when we do it, it has a different kind of lens people like to wear when they look at black people with dreadlocks instead of non-black people with dreadlocks. You get what I'm saying? So that's just something to take into consideration. Another thing though is like the aesthetics. Like, are you wanting, you said that you have curly blonde hair or frizzy, fuzzy blonde hair, I think is what the email said. So my question is like, how are you going to get them done? Do you know someone that can do them for you? Or at the same time, maybe you know how to do them yourself. And if that's the case, then that's cool. Save yourself a trip to the barber and all that stuff. But, I don't know. I personally, this is the caveat that I will respect anyone's right to do what they want with their dreadlocks, regardless if regardless if I like the aesthetic of how they choose to wear their dreadlocks. Meaning, I did not necessarily care about the Weeknd's dreadlocks when he had his dreadlocks. He was doing freeform dreadlocks, not like what I have, which is more manicured. So but I will not say my piece about it because it doesn't matter how I feel about his dreadlocks because it's his right to wear how he wants to. Now, that also means that I'm not going to like dog on it because I don't like it. You know, some people like to make fun of it and say like, it looks like a pineapple, it looks like this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we have to, it's almost like with the natural hair community with like the different curl patterns. It's like people want to talk about, I can't wait till my natural hair pop out. So like, you mean specifically if you want that 4B or no, that 3C 3B curl texture, but no one gives love to the 4C hair textures. So that's what I'm saying. We have to be about all of it. You can't, it's not, I mean, you can have a preference over what type of dreadlocks you like, but at the same time, you have to be able to respect and honor the fact that other people's locks are going to look the way they want it to look. And you may not agree with how it looks aesthetically, but you have to respect the fact that they have the right to wear their hair how they want to. And it's not your business, or your opinion about their hair doesn't matter, you know? So that's the caveat. Now, what I'm saying is that when white people have dreadlocks, there are two like schools of white people with dreadlocks. There are the white people who have it and it looks really nice because they take care of it. A YouTuber like Fun for Louis, he takes care of his locks. The model Alexander Masson, he's a French Brazilian model. He takes care of his locks. Now, there's some other white people. In fact, there's actually a guy in my percussion studio. This is no slight to him and his personality or how he is as a person. I'm just talking about his locks specifically. His locks, on the other hand, could use a little bit of work. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll touched it and I'm gonna leave it alone. Cause I don't know if you watched this video, but I mean that's how I feel. I'm sorry, okay. But you know, so if you're gonna do it right. Let me rephrase that because there's not a right or wrong, like I just said. But I'm just saying from my own personal preference, like. If you're gonna have long hair, then just have long hair. There's no reason for you to put half of it in locks and have all these little trailing pieces everywhere that's not locked together. Like, come on, man. Come on. But again, it's the people's right to wear their hair how they want to wear it, regardless if I agree with it or not. All I'm saying is don't be mad when people make comments about it because I'm already telling you people gonna say some stuff about you and they're gonna say it right to your face. They ain't gonna say it behind your back. People too bold nowadays. With social media and the way that people have bossed up and what's the word? You know, oh Lord, squared up on social media. They gonna tell you all about yourself. And I'm just letting you know. That's what's gonna happen. What other things? Oh, yeah, creating them. Find someone that knows what they're doing so it looks good when you get it done. There's that part. You said you have fuzzy blonde hair with a red beard. Now, this is me asking a little bit too much questions, but what does your face look like? What does your body look like? What is your frame? Because I would like for you to get these locks and I would like for them to enhance how you look. Again, you can have them and you can do what you want with your hair and it won't even be flattering to you, and that's your prerogative. I'm saying for me to you, for you, as Randy Jackson on American Idol say, for me, for you, dog, I would want you to get locks and for them to look amazing on you. You know what I'm saying? I want it to look good. I want people to look at you and be like, oh man, that dude with locks looks nice. I don't want people to look at you if you get locks and you ain't taking care of it, talking about, you see the dude over here? What is going on? Someone needs to take that dude with a comb. Someone has missed their shears. Someone needs to get some garden shears and trim that bush that's growing that dude tail. You know, I don't want people to say that. I want people to say good things about your hair. At the same time, it don't matter what people say. And if you don't care what people say, then just do whatever. But you asked my opinion, so I'm guessing you, in some facility, like in some regard, you care about what people think. So I would say just make sure you know someone that knows how to do it well. Make sure that you keep it trim, tight, all that stuff. Don't try to. If you want to look like a jungle man, then look like a jungle man. But you said you want to look like a Viking, and so I'm thinking like Game of Thrones, I guess, is what that makes me think of. And so I don't want you to look crazy. I want you to look cool, you know? Just my own opinion. I mean, you asked for it, so there it is. But what do y'all think? What advice would you guys give Stephan? Comment below. Let him know, because this is a community, you know. Also, remember, respect y'all. Respect y'all. Say it with love. If you ain't saying it from a place of love, then don't say it. I mean, you know, we're trying to help and encourage and just give all the information. So don't be malicious for no reason, okay? Because some people like to be cutting up. Some people like to be cutting all the way up. Actually, speaking of cutting up, we going a little, little tangent real quick. Someone made a really interesting compliment sandwich in my comment section. And actually, I'm going to pull it up on my other phone, my little iPod. Do you guys remember these things? Look how small it is. Ain't it cute? Look at this little bitty thing. Whew, where was this? Basically, what he was saying, this is a guy from Jamaica. And he was saying, I like the video, but I don't like, but the whole you acting like a woman's weird, but good advice, but you should tone it down. And so I was just like, that is like a cool mix of good job, but like you're a little bit crazy. And so for me, that's just funny because I would like to think I'm a person of authenticity. And what is wrong with me being our authentic self, sir? But I mean, you watched the video and you got good information out of it. So I'm just failing to see where all of that comes into play. I don't know where that video... Anyway, regardless, I might make a full video about that later. But that is a funny thing that, you know, men, straight men, love to tell me how to act. Straight men are so concerned about how gay men act. And there's some insecurity there because they think that the way that I act or the way that gay people act is a reflection of them because we're the same gender. However, I'm merely a reflection of me and my parents, you know. And I think they did a good job. Actually, I know they did a great job because I've heard so from many a people. Not just the one, but many a people. But I digress. I just want to talk about that because it was so interesting. It was like he was like, thank you for the advice, but at the same time, tone it down, okay? So don't be so gay. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, okay? So, you know. Anyway, back to white people with dreadlocks. Stephan, I hope you got some good advice from this video. I would say go for it. Make sure you get the right person to do it and just keep track of it. Yeah. Also, think about how thick you want your locks to be. Some people like thinner locks, like how I did mine. Some people like thicker locks. It all just depends. My recommendation is to actually start thinner. It'll take a moment for them to go. Although I've noticed that, like, I've watched videos of people, like white people getting dreadlocks, or just not necessarily white people, but just people with straight hair textures get dreadlocks, and they usually have to make the bases bigger because it's hard for the straight hair to lock together, which kind of goes to the whole point of how one is really one is a lock, and one is like a matted type of thing. But that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna do this, and then we gonna come right back. All right. Okay, so I got that back part done. But yeah, back to white people with dreadlocks. What do y'all just think about in general with white people with dreadlocks? I want to know your opinion. So leave a comment. Leave me a comment, leave me a question. I just want this to be kind of like an open discussion type of situation, just to figure this out so we can solve this once and for all, you know. But yeah, I think that's the only advice that I have. Just to be careful. That's all I can tell you. Be careful. Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish up this haircut. Before I do, like always, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments in the comment section below. Again, we're trying to help Stephan out, okay? So leave constructive criticisms, questions, ideas for what he can do, okay? Hit me up on any other social media, like, you know, Snapchat or Instagram. Follow me there if you want to. Also, there's a cool giveaway coming next video. Stay tuned for that. It'll be open until the end of October, and I'm excited. This is my second sponsored video that'll be coming, so be on the lookout for that, okay? Be on the lookout. So, yeah. And again, like always, if you have not done already, hit that subscribe button right there below, and also hit that bell notification so you can know when I post, because I am posting not as regularly as usual and with school and everything. So this is kind of like a getting where you can fit in. So I'm trying to get these videos in where they can fit in, okay? Yeah. But I think that's it. Oh, I'll be in LA October 14th through the 17th. So let me know of like where are some cool spots to stop for like food or just places I should go. I know I'm going to Six Flags, so I know I'm doing that for sure. But yeah, I'll be in the LA area in October later in that month. So okay, I think that's it. Yeah. So if you haven't watched last week's video, do that. The playlist there have some more stuff for you to watch and enjoy. Click on that subscribe icon right there. If you have not done it already, please do it. And I will see y'all when I see y'all. I hope this helps, Stephan. Have a good one, y'all. All right, peace, and keep it locked.